Imagine this: a city hidden deep within the clouds. To reach it, you would have to cross dangerous mountain paths, walk along the edges of deadly cliffs. And the strangest part? This city remained invisible to the world for centuries. No conqueror ever found it. No historian ever wrote about it. It was as if it was deliberately hidden. Until 1911, when one man accidentally stumbled upon it and shocked the entire world. This place is Machu Picchu. But that's not the real mystery. If this city was so massive, how did no one find it? And an even darker question: was it really lost, or was it hidden on purpose? When people hear about Machu Picchu, they often think of it as just another ancient city, but that's a mistake. This is not just a city. It is a masterpiece of engineering hidden in one of the most extreme environments on Earth. It was built in the 15th century under the rule of Pachacuti, one of the most powerful leaders of the Inca Empire. But here's what makes it truly unbelievable. This city was not built in a valley. It was built high in the Andes Mountains at an altitude of around 2,400 meters above sea level. Think about that for a second. Steep mountains, deep valleys, unpredictable weather. Even today, building something there would be extremely difficult. Now, imagine doing it over 500 years ago. No modern machines, no steel tools, no advanced technology, and yet they built an entire city, stone by stone, perfectly aligned, perfectly balanced. And here is the most shocking part. The Incas did not use cement, not even a single drop. Instead, they cut massive stones so precisely that they fit together without any gaps. No mortar, no glue, just pure precision. Some of these stones are so tightly connected you cannot even fit a knife blade between them. And this wasn't just for beauty. It had a purpose, because this region is highly prone to earthquakes. And when earthquakes happen, most buildings collapse, but Machu Picchu doesn't. The stones move slightly during seismic activity and then fall back perfectly into place. Think about that. A structure designed to survive earthquakes hundreds of years before modern engineering understood how. So the real question is not just how they built it, but how they understood what to build. Where did this knowledge come from? How did a civilization without modern tools create something that even today we struggle to fully explain? This is why Machu Picchu is not just an ancient city. It is a mystery, a silent proof that the past may have been far more advanced than we think. So now we come to the real mystery. Why was Machu Picchu hidden from the world for so long? Because during the Spanish conquest of the Inca Empire, the Spanish searched for and destroyed most major Inca cities. They were looking for gold, for power, for control. And yet, they never found Machu Picchu. Not because it didn't exist, but because they couldn't see it. The city was hidden deep within the mountains, surrounded by thick jungle, covered by layers of vegetation. From a distance, it looked like nothing more than part of the mountain itself. No shining temples, no visible roads, just green silence. But that's only part of the answer. The Incas were not careless. They built roads across their empire, but the paths leading to Machu Picchu were different. Narrow, hidden, difficult to access. Some of them were known only to locals, which means even if someone was close, they still might never find it. And then comes the most surprising detail. Machu Picchu may have already been abandoned before the Spanish ever arrived. Think about that. A perfectly built city, left empty. No final battle, no destruction, just silence. Why would they leave it behind?
Some historians believe it was due to disease like smallpox, which spread before the Spanish even reached certain areas. Others think it was a political collapse or lack of resources. But none of these explanations feel complete, because when you look at Machu Picchu today, it doesn't feel destroyed. It feels preserved, as if it was meant to be hidden, protected, waiting. So maybe the real question is not why was it lost, but was it ever meant to be found at all?
For centuries, the city remained hidden, lost to the outside world, until one moment changed everything. In 1911, an American explorer named Hiram Bingham arrived in Peru. But here's the twist. He wasn't even looking for Machu Picchu. He was searching for a completely different lost city, something older, something greater. But instead, he found something unexpected. Guided by a local farmer and a young boy who knew the mountains, Bingham climbed higher and higher into the Andes, through dense jungle, across dangerous paths, until suddenly the fog began to clear, and there it was, a city of stone, sitting silently above the clouds, untouched, unbroken, frozen in time. The world would later say Hiram Bingham discovered Machu Picchu, but that's not entirely true, because when he arrived, he realized something strange. People were already living nearby. Local families knew about the ruins. They had seen them, walked among them. For them, this place was never lost, which means Machu Picchu was not discovered. It was revealed to the world that had been blind to it. And that changes everything. Because now the story is different. It's no longer about a lost city. It's about a hidden one, a place that existed in silence while the world searched in the wrong direction. So the real question is, how many other places like this are still out there, waiting not to be discovered, but to be seen?
Now we arrive at the most intriguing part of the mystery. Why was Machu Picchu built in the first place? Because despite everything we've seen, no one truly knows. There are only theories, and each one reveals a different side of the truth. The first theory is that Machu Picchu was a royal estate, a private retreat for the Inca emperor Pachacuti, a place far away from the chaos of the empire, hidden in the mountains, peaceful, isolated, untouchable. A place where a ruler could rest, away from politics, war, and power. And when you look at the structure, the terraces, the temples, the carefully planned layout, it does feel like a place designed for importance. But then there is a second theory, that this was not a place of rest, but a place of worship, a sacred center. Many of the structures here align with the sun, especially during solstices. Light enters specific windows at exact moments of the year, almost as if the city itself was built as a connection between earth and the sky. The Incas believed the sun was divine, and here it feels like they were trying to communicate with it. But then there is a third, more mysterious idea, one that raises even more questions. Some researchers believe Machu Picchu was not just symbolic, but functional, a center of knowledge, possibly even advanced knowledge. Look closely at the stones, their angles, their precision, their alignment with celestial patterns. This is not random. This is calculated. Some even suggest that the Incas understood astronomy at a level far beyond what we assume. And maybe even something more. Energy, natural forces, frequencies we still don't fully understand. Now, whether that's true or not is still debated, but one thing is certain. Machu Picchu is not ordinary. It was not built randomly. Every stone, every wall, every angle has a purpose. And the deeper you look, the more questions you find.
And now, we arrive at the most important question of all. Why was Machu Picchu abandoned? The truth is, no one knows for certain. There is no single answer, only theories. Some historians believe disease may have played a role. Illnesses like smallpox spread rapidly across the region even before direct contact in some areas. Entire populations weakened, systems collapsed, and cities were left behind. Others suggest it was a matter of survival. Limited resources, food shortages, a city built so high in the mountains may not have been sustainable forever. And then, there's the idea of political instability. The Inca Empire was facing internal conflict, power struggles, uncertainty. And in times like that, even the greatest cities can fall silent. But here's the problem. None of these explanations fully fit. Because when you look at Machu Picchu today, it doesn't feel abandoned in chaos. It feels left behind with intention. No signs of destruction, no evidence of a final battle, just silence. So what if the Incas didn't lose this city? What if they chose to leave it? What if they knew something we still don't? Today, Machu Picchu stands as one of the most mysterious places on Earth, a masterpiece of engineering, a symbol of a lost civilization, and a question that still has no answer. Why was it built? And why was it abandoned? Because sometimes history doesn't tell us everything. And sometimes the greatest secrets are the ones that remain hidden.